Hey guys, what's up? Russ here. Today I will be unboxing a package from Ringside Collectibles. They had a 4th of July sale and I picked up 3 figures for my wrestling figure collection that I've been wanting for a while now. Let's get these things unboxed. I'll show you what I picked up. Pretty good packaging there. This one kind of gives it away. We've got Hollywood Hogan and we have an Ultimate Edition 2-pack Ringside exclusive. First up, we have the NWO version of Hollywood Hogan, and this one also says Ringside exclusive. I wasn't aware of that, but the packaging is a little different from the standard package you see in the store. There's no like peg to hang it up, but you know this guy's coming out of box just like these two. So I'll give you a closer look at those toward the end of the video. And I like that they packaged the 2-pack in a special box in a box there. That was nice. Keeping it extra safe. Okay, that already looks cool. Oh man. This might be one of the boxes that I have to keep, man. Check that out. The Outsiders Nash and Hall. I love the art on that box. I generally like throw all my boxes away, but I think I'm going to have to keep these boxes. Love that artwork, man. Take a look at the figures themselves. There they are, man. Nash and Hall, the Outsiders, the Wolf Pack. Got the WCW Tag Team Championships with them. That's awesome. They did a good job on the face sculpts on these. The paint looks good. Alright, man. Let's get all these out of the box. Alright, here's a close-up look at the boxes first before I open them up. There we have Hollywood Hogan. And it's kind of a funny story. I've been a wrestling fan since I was 11 years old. The very first match I ever saw was Ric Flair and Sting in 1991. But I very, very much believed that wrestling was real. Even in 1996, when I was 16 years old and the NWO formed. And I remember when Nash and Hall showed up and formed the NWO with Hulk Hogan, and he turned his back on the red and yellow and joined the NWO and dropped that leg on Macho Man Randy Savage. And at the time, like I said, I still believed it was 100% real, man. WCW, WWF at the time, Undertaker being like the supernatural being. I bought into all of it. So when Hogan dropped that leg on Savage and joined the NWO, I was crushed, man. Let me tell you. 16-year-old me was devastated. I tore off my Hulkamania shirt, threw it on the ground, spit on it, tore it up, threw it in the trash. I was done. I stopped watching WCW for a short time and switched over to the WWF. But I did eventually come back to WCW. That's how invested I was, man. It crushed my spirit when I saw it happen. Alright, first up we have Hollywood Hogan out of box here. He came with some alternate hands, 2 open hands, 2 more open hands, the Hollywood weight belt. If it will focus, there we go. It has the soft goods shirt. You can remove the other accessories, and the shades even come off. They always do a good job with the likeness on the head sculpts of these. Oh, it's even got the slits in the back of the shirt. That's cool. I do have an NWO big gold title to put on him that came with Lex Luger Ultimate. And I will be doing that. Now let's get to Nash and Hall. Really quickly first, I wanted to point this out. They even got the boots, the paint app on the boots accurate. That is really cool, man. Good stuff. Alright, here's a closer look at the Kevin Nash in box. Let's get them open. I just realized there was a mistake on the Nash figure. He came packaged with 2 outsider shirts, and one was supposed to be just a standard NWO shirt, like the Scott Hall figure. It's got the NWO and the outsiders. They messed up on the Nash though and gave him 2 outsider shirts instead of an NWO shirt. Alright, here is a closer look at the Kevin Nash. My camera will cooperate. The outsiders. It's got the vest. All the accurate gear. The outsiders down the leg. Awesome figure. Great articulation on him. This one only came with 1 set of alternate hand sculpts, but it's the 2 sweet hands. Of course, the WCW Tag Team Championship. He did come with 2 alternate head sculpts. This one is probably the one I'm going to use on that figure. Alright, on to Scott Hall. Alright, here's a look at Scott Hall in box. Again, NWO shirt, outsider shirt. Nash had 2 outsider shirts, but that's alright, because I'm not going to put the soft goods shirts on him anyway. I like the look with the vest way better. Alright, we got Scott Hall out of box. These things are such a pain to get out with those little tabs. I wish they would find an easier way to package these. But anyways, there we go with Scott. The Outsiders vest. And I did forget to point out the Ultimates. They got the butterfly joints for extra posability. Scott came with 2 alternate head sculpts. They missed an opportunity not packaging him with a toothpick though. We got this one. This was probably the head sculpt I'm going to use on this figure. It actually looks a little more like Scott Hall than the default head sculpt, oddly enough. But again, he came with 2 sets of hands, kind of the open, taunted hands that he does. And he also came with the 2 sweet hands. And the WCW Tag Team Championship. His 2 shirts. Alright, here we have Hall and Nash set up. Looking great. That is probably the pose I'm going to have them in on the shelf. Got those WCW Tag Team Championships. And you know we got to add Hogan to the mix to make the original NWO here. What you gonna do, brother? That is awesome. That is gonna look great on the shelf all together. Of course, Hogan with the NWO spray painted world title. Nash and Hall tag champs. Man, all I need now is like a WCW Nitro ring, dude. Alright, I had to get one shot with the box in here. That just looks awesome, brother. Alright, that's it for this one, and as always, I have my Redbubble merch store in the description. If anybody wants to get them some Super Rus merch, feel free, and I will catch you guys next time. Keep it 9,000.
What did you say his power level is? It's over 9,000!